Okay, and we're live right now, so I'm just going to pull up. Can I see the chat box? No, but I did see that Carmen was waiting for us. I also saw messages from Sandy's Orchids that she couldn't make it today. For some reason, they are not in the chat box anymore.
Julie's
And I
Orchids
saw
too?
your message that you got the
Julie's
notification.
Orchids here?
I just now saw Julie's Orchids saying that she will probably fall asleep, but she left a message just now as well. So here we are. Anybody is in the house. What you see on the top screen is southern Spain, and what you see on the bottom screen is Portugal, because Fernanda Nascimento Orchids and Succulents is here with me this afternoon with this little fandangle feature from YouTube that says go live together. Hey, Future Mark Inc., it's good to see you.
Hello.
I have company. There's two patios in one today. Fernanda Nacimiento is here with me. So
Hello,
not here in
everyone.
Spain, but we're trying to figure out the go live together feature. And yes, it is horizontal. I'm sorry, it is vertical. Hey, Julian, it's good to see you. Thank you for, thank you for bringing it. Words are hard. I need more coffee. Sorry. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I have to say that this format, in our eyes, we have to do it vertically. I don't know if anybody else on their devices can do it horizontally. So it's not us being difficult. This is the only way we can do it based on the YouTube app. So that's why we're here together. And we figured that maybe it might be a good idea to show some things in our collection, even though I've just done a tour for the weekend from yesterday's video. There's still other things that, you don't always show in videos because time is limited. And Fernanda and I had a little test thing going yesterday, and we were both discussing some spotting on orchid leaves that we have never seen before. Healthy orchids, supposedly, maybe not so healthy anymore. And funny enough, as we were practicing this yesterday, the spotting itself has only appeared pretty much coincidentally at the same time in both our collections, and we're not even next to each other, so to speak. So I just want to show you my spotting, and for that reason, I'm going to take you off my tripod now, and we're going to try and keep our phones, our devices, as still as possible so that nobody gets dizzy. All right. So here on my Laelia purpurata, that spotting, if anybody has any identification for what that is, I have another Laelia purpurata with similar symptoms, and I have determined that this is not because of scale, as I've been watching these very, very closely. And also, this only appeared early spring, I would say, sometime around there. So I have no idea what that is. And it's a first. The other Laelia purpurata is clean with a beautiful sheath. But this is a mystery. Thrips, I have not, well, it's very hard to identify thrips. That's so true. But let me see if I can, without breaking the leaf, turn it around. Now I've got
Nina,
the dog on me.
Nina,
Hmm?
you
Yes?
know that this morning, as I was watering my purpurata, I saw the
Yeah.
same on it. It's
Oh,
very
you're
faint,
joking.
very
Oh,
faint.
no.
And let me, yesterday you watched with me and you saw nothing. And look now, can you see here?
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
It's the same thing. I didn't see it yesterday, and the sun was shining on it. This
And
morning was also shining on it, and I spotted it right away. But I didn't yesterday. I don't know. What is this?
and that orchid is in the thumbnail for this live.
Yeah.
So you can even see there was nothing there. I have no idea. So I have to say that I can't confirm the thrips part because thrips has more of a slivery kind of damage to the leaf, not round damage. You see, when I first saw these spots, I thought, yes, that could have been I missed some scale. But then I'm rethinking. I'm just trying to figure out. King, déjalo. He's sniffing my plumatum blooms. um, and then I thought, no, she was clean. So I compared those spots with my CG Roebling, that is, for me, 98% confirmed virus, but it has many other symptoms that say to me it's a virused orchid because we also have deformed blooms. But you see the spotting there? Super duper similar to the spotting here. But it is so strange that this is happening on Fernanda's collection as well.
Yeah,
This is
my
where
purpurata. I'm taking you now to my purpurata, which is over this side. It was here that I noticed it first, and it's a lot more obvious, like
the
there,
lobata.
the lobata, yes, and here.
What on earth?
Yeah,
Hey, Michael. Michael, that could be Cercospora. It is a fungal development. The plants are damp and cool. Dang.
cool is me.
So did you see that name? Because the chat pops up and goes away.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Cercospera, Cercospera. Mm.
Yoshi agrees. I was going to say that. Okay. Well, at least we have a
What can we do?
diagnosis. So I have been treating with Fisan 20 because I wasn't exactly sure. So I'm going to, and I've been using garlic alcohol and hydrogen peroxide alternate. I was always alternating, like within like a week. I don't know if that is feasible. Hello, Michael, by the way. Jefe, it's good to see you. Thank you, Joshi, also for being here. This is a very casual live stream with Fernanda Nascimento in Portugal. We're both
Hi,
on a patio,
everyone.
but not the same one. Okay, so I used 520, hydrogen peroxide, garlic alcohol. I've wiped the leaves down in alternate, but it would appear that now I need to get some more heavy duty stuff. Because I was going to then think, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to see if the blooms are deformed because there's a bulge in the Werkhäuseri, and this is Werkhäuseri striata, but this is the winter growth here, the one that grew over the winter. Of course, low light levels, hardly any fertilizer. It's short. It does have a sheath. I doubt it's going to bloom though. And here's my other striata, and she has got a bulge in that sheath. We're going to have some blooms, hopefully. And I was going to say, well, then they may be deformed, and then we can make another diagnosis because then we've got the spotting, we've got deformed blooms, and well, two of those things could be low light levels. But now that you mentioned that, yeah, I think we're going to have to get the big guns out. And no, I'm not talking about copper. I'm not talking,
Better
not
not.
touching that, not touching that stuff again. Although I was Googling yesterday about funguses, and again, it comes up with a copper fungicide. And I'm like, no, I'm gun shy now. I don't want to use it. I don't. But other than that, I was going to show Fernanda some spotting on my Dendrobium hibiki yesterday during our practice stint with this app thingy feature, and I accidentally hit the go live button. So that was cut short. So congratulations, Joshi. That's awesome. He's got his first ever purpurata bloom. I hope that you love it. Okay, so I've got this spotting, and yesterday I was going to show Fernanda and say I don't know where it came from, but now I'm going to go to the east side patio. Let me just walk you over there.
Oh, sun. You have sun.
I
Send it
know it
over.
just came. It just came, and I'm going to show you my Patricia van Boyenbroek. They lived next to each other for a short period of time, while Patricia was in bloom for the first time. And these are the same spots, except the leaves look different, blah, blah, blah. I bet you do. I'm so happy. Glad you get that experience. Hey, fantastic, Joshi.
Gorgeous,
So,
gorgeous, gorgeous.
so this one with its spotting was next to my hibiki, and yeah,
Also
it's
a fungus?
transferred to my hibiki. Huh?
Also a fungus?
Yes, this is a fungus as well. Although the new growth is still appears to be clean, I'm not too fond of what I'm seeing through the light. Can you see that? Can I do
Yeah,
that with my hand?
yeah.
I'm about 8 hours drive away from Fernanda. She, I have to pass Gibraltar all the way through Seville to get to Portugal. It takes me about 8 hours if I were to drive in her direction. Hey, Anita Brown, it's good to see you. So here we've got, it's going to come, I think, because I can see how there is spotting. So that's the new growth that's developed. Anyway, Patricia is the culprit. And I've been busy cleaning masks. Yes, if anybody, I have had rain all day up until 20 minutes before we were going to go live. So this is super duper fortunate. And then there's more rain expected at night, and I figured these orchids can take a flush. All other orchids are starting new growths, and I'm very concerned about ruining those. But I just wanted to show you this. Oh, you guys,
Oh my God.
root tips.
Look at
Isn't
those
just
tips.
awesome? I just love it. And
Beautiful.
then, of course, I've got my epidendrums here because these are still in the dirty, like the spotting starts. Yes, that's how mine started. Circles,
Yeah.
Cercospera. Cercospera. Thank you, Michael, so much. We
Thank
can
you.
end the
Thank
live
you.
now. We can end the live now because that's all I needed to know.
Done and dusted.
So this is yeah, exactly. This is the first time actually that things are growing okay with these orchids that I got from Schwerter a long, long time ago. And that came as sticks, and then year later, we've got at least something now of substance from the pseudoepidendrum right here. But this is all dirty leca, so there was a double whammy mistake. The order was rubbish, but I also put in leca that hadn't leached enough, so that's why these are out on the table to get a flush. My Digbyana, of course, because either it's active root growth or whatever. I don't want it to get stagnant, seeing as she's not going to grow any new growth until probably mid end August. So she's okay to get a flush. And here I also wanted to show you the first happenings on Maxillaria tenuifolia.
Wow.
That's isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Nine. I counted 9 buds. I'm down one or two from last year, and that kind of bothers me. But since 2 days from when I filmed the patio tour that aired yesterday, these have opened.
So
So
cute.
pretty.
Very
Yeah,
pretty.
it's a messy orchid, but in a way, it has its charm. I do love it. She doesn't give me any problems. She's just here on the patio and then she blooms, just like Cousin It. Oh, and I brought my little Velutina out because she's growing a new growth, but it's still closed. So I'm not going to risk anything happening to that growth if it rains. She can also do with a really good flush. You can see that her roots are tired, but we're getting some new roots. So I want that. I want to clean that up a bit. So yeah, but that is just me. Oh, but Fernanda, Gloriosa
Yeah.
lilies, how are yours doing? Digbiana hasn't done anything.
Excuse me,
Why
I
can't?
didn't. You mean the Gloriosa?
Yes,
I'll show you. You want me to
please.
show you?
Yes, please. And here's the thing, Michael, I just saw your comment, but I can't see them. They come up and they disappear. I can't make them stay on screen.
Well, I hope I
I'm
don't lose
sorry, I didn't.
connection.
I will. I don't want to run around with a second device because I need both hands. So I'll look at your comment when the live stream is done. Okay, Michael. Sorry about that. This is a first, but here we are. This is the status of my glory. Hey, look at this. Oh wow. Hey, Michelle Fugarino. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome to Spain and Portugal. No, you didn't, but I heard an echo. Now I'm hearing myself. Oh, I see. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I'm hearing myself in the echo. Yes. Yes, if you don't mind. And if I need to send you the link again, then I'll do that. I hope I get her back. I hope I get her back. Add guest, copy link. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry, let me show you the Guatemalensis. While I do this, let me get her back. That was strange that we got an echo suddenly. Sorry about that. Boomers at work. And now I've got the total chat. Michael McCarthy, Digbyana hasn't done anything since the hurricane. That's 7 months of nothing. Wow. Huh. And then Orchids by the Lake. I got the first of my, well done. Good stuff. But your Blettia patch is always super, always like, it's reliable, I would say. There she is. And she's back. I hope we got rid of the echo. There we are. And no
Yoshi was.
echo.
Is it okay?
Yes. Perfect.
Yoshi was mentioning before I went away. Yoshi was asking for the bletillas. My
Oh, I
bletillas are
see.
there. Let me see. Are and didn't bloom, and I don't know why, but the leaves are looking like this. They are mostly shaded here, so I don't know why they have this dried look. Maybe they should be in total shade because the leaves there, which are the most shaded, are not as bad. Well,
Right.
this is where I this is the place I have for them. If they don't like it, they don't like it.
Well, but if you
I'm
if
not
you
going
if you give them more water, maybe.
They have plenty of water. Water them every day.
Okay. Hey,
Maybe it's too
Michelle
much water.
Fucarino.
Maybe
Well
it's too
done.
much
Yes,
water.
Julian son. I saw that. You do it. That's awesome with that spike. Mine is still in rescue mode. So those leaves, yeah, huh. Mine don't look too shabby. Meanwhile, I've been very conscientious about moving them out of the hot sun. Last week it was super hot here. Let's say hot. I enjoyed it. That makes it hot for
Mhm.
me. And
Wonderful.
then I would move them under the cover of the portico on the chair that I used to get to stand the man. And we got ourselves, a seed pod. And the other ones, the pink ones didn't open properly. They never really. So maybe next year. They were trying. They were practicing.
So yours
But
are under dapple shade.
dappled shade, bright shade for most of the day. Then they get direct sun until I move them under the portico.
But mine also, mine, if they get a bit of sun, it will be late afternoon because they are
Oh,
under the magnolia tree.
right.
Well, I don't know. They better
Does it
behave.
look like maybe a pest chewed it?
I don't think so.
Maybe a caterpillar or something?
Well, I haven't seen anything,
Okay.
but I will watch for trips. I don't know. Do you think it could be trips?
I if the
It
underside of the leaf is silvery, then I would say
No,
yes.
no,
But
they are not.
if the surface looks a little bit chewed, yeah, Yoshis
I've
get direct sun.
I've sprayed insecticide already,
Yeah,
so I don't know what could be. I don't know. Well, they better behave and adapt if
because
they want to
because
be here.
yeah, because sometimes some pests just graze the top of the leaf off, you know.
Yeah.
So here's what I was talking about yesterday.
Mm.
See that? That's the stand the man, and this is a new growth, like a new lead that started underneath the basket, and that is super premature for a new growth. It can't be a spike because look, this is the cluster that is forming right in this area. So it's not spike season.
No, I don't
Hang on a
have.
second. And I poked myself. Stan the man
Oh,
drew blood yesterday.
oh.
Goodness me, he's defensive.
Let me see if I can show you mine. Mine is.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Look at this.
It had a new growth trying to come down here, but I managed to train. I was still in time to train it to go
Uh,
inside the basket. So I
Okay.
only have this leaf.
Yeah, that's
There
what
is
they came with, no? There
Yes,
was a new leaf
yes.
forming when I
These
no,
were the two that came from you. These two.
oh, I was bringing out I was channeling the inner architect in me when I packaged that orchid up. Good grief. But it's looking fantastic. I'm glad you got the big piece. Good. You know what? Anybody watching? This is the second half of my Stan the Man here. Clearly, you can see they're twinning it out there.
Twin
But
brothers. Twin brothers.
yes, exactly. But the thing with these two is I got my Stanhopea in early 2019, if not late 2018. And you can tell that only after 5 years, if this orchid had stayed in one piece, where we would be at. They're just beasts. They really are. And I was going to expand my stand collection once I got the hang of it. I'm like, no.
But you water yours much more than I water mine. Look at the beautiful moss you have, and I don't have that beautiful moss. See, no moss.
But you have so much humidity. That's the strange
Yes,
thing.
yes, I have. I have lots of humidity, but my
Good luck with
humidity,
that.
but it's
Not
cold.
you. No,
Oh,
no, sorry. Oh, good luck with
it.
that, Joshi.
I
And
have
make sure that
the.
you wear metal gloves when you divide your Stanhopea. Promise
You
you.
have
Yesterday, I
you have the
right
you
here.
have the heat, and I have the humidity.
Yeah,
My climate is cold, so I should send you some humidity, and you must send me some heat.
we should meet. We should live halfway.
That's what we should.
Somewhere in Huelva.
Yes, like that.
Um,
No
Today
perfect.
I have 83% humidity because it rained so much. So it's one of those days where I went to my totem pole chow praia and just fertilized the dickens out of it. I was just putting fertilizer on it. Once there was a little bit of dryness in the air, put more fertilizer on it. Like I need some roots in the upper stem. Anyway, I was going to do an east side tour, but I wanted to show you the gorgeous, gorgeous skinnery. I mean,
I
for
have
real,
I have
look at this.
70% humidity today.
That's I have more than you. How is that possible?
You have more than me, but it doesn't have to be raining. So that I don't. I have humidity, but that is not because of the rain. It is. It comes from the ocean. So
Oh, that's right.
many days it's sunny and it is 80%. So it has nothing to do with it.
And I
Oh,
am I
such
am
a different
10-minute walk.
climate.
Yeah, I'm 10-minute walk from the ocean, and it's like maybe if I weren't like down and well, that doesn't make sense either. I'm surrounded by a hedge. I've got terracotta everywhere, which also gives off. I mean, it's dry heat, but I don't know. I would have thought that
It-
this would be a nice little bowl of humidity here. There's my
it's in
seal.
the Mediterranean. It's dry, and
What
here
are you
we have the
eating?
Gulf Stream. Oh,
What
hello!
what are you eating? Otra vez. ¿Pero eso qué es? Eso no se come. No, 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 no. Madre mía.
Feed your
He
dog.
will. I know, right?
He wants to drink.
He's just having dessert. Oh yeah, and then here I want to show you the amethyst is doing great. So got new growth starting to mature. Got new roots coming. And we did a repot on this one, so there's another new growth starting there. So she's good to go. Whether she blooms or not, I don't care. We got the timing right. And also look at Durigan. Even though Madam doesn't look too pretty here because I was testing her light limits, testing, for the sake of research, has nothing
That's
to do with
important.
being forgetful, not to be confused with being forgetful. But here's the sheath. So I'm hoping. Oh, yep. I think we've got a bulge. Nope, that's just
No,
like an air pocket thing. No, but there's
it,
something there. Grew
it bloomed last
beautifully.
year. It bloomed last year,
Yes,
didn't it?
yes. It's one
Mine
of
is
those.
way. Mine is
Yours is
very
what?
long. Mine is long way from blooming, and I got a scare in winter, late winter, because the new growth was eaten by a slug or something like that,
Oh no.
and it looked like a sheath, and I could faint, but no, it was a second leaf, but we can hardly notice it anymore. And I never saw the culprit. I just put the pot in water and it drowned, maybe. There it is. See? These were
Oh my
together.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
And it
Oh my
is
goodness.
such
That
a
is so scary.
beautiful one. And now, okay, but
But you have
well,
a sheath in there. You
no,
have a
no,
sheath
no,
in
no,
there. No.
no.
Okay.
It the when it happened, everything was closed, and I was thinking it is such a beautiful new growth. It could have a sheath. It didn't have,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
well, we have it's better aeration,
Yeah.
better
Indeed.
aeration leaves.
I had a locust do damage to one of the when Stan was still complete all of one in on my patio. I had a locust create a hole like that in one of the leaves. When I first saw
Oh,
it, I was like, "Oh, look, a locust! I haven't seen those in ages because in Kenya we had them, in swarms." And then I saw what it was doing, and that thing, I'm telling you, it never flew so fast. I helped it. Check this out. I've got my radiata in spike.
wow!
Prostechia radiata. I know, right? Very pleased. In spike, new growth on the way. I keep looking at my guarachea, Fernanda, to see if something's going to happen, but I don't know if there should be anything I can expect so soon after repotting her and transitioning her.
You know, I'm not happy with mine at all because it blooms, but the flowers, the inflorescences, they don't get a peduncle. They stay. You see,
Okay.
uh, see, they stay in there, and then they dry out. the peduncle and the flower should be this high, but it doesn't happen. There are there are
Oh
buds,
wow.
they
Oh
even
wow.
open, but most of them dry out. Look at that one. That one is drying out because
I have that happening with my encyclia, my Garciano, sorry, Prostechia Garciana. But
I don't know
and
why
that does
she does
happen.
that. I don't
I
know
it,
what
with
can
the
I do.
with the case of this orchid though, I don't know if it's any different with the Guarachea. So I mean, she blooms insanely for a very long time. But you see, there's one example right there. And there's another example right here. And for me, with this orchid specifically, it's when the growth doesn't get enough water quickly enough because
Hmm.
she is a climber. So I'm just giving you an example of what happens here with me. So she is a
Hmm.
climber, so you can see new growths coming, and they are high up. Even though they're connected by a rhizome and everything is beautifully rooted in, it appears as though the growths themselves need their roots to get into water and get a lot of water very quickly to avoid this from happening. And with this orchid, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to mount her again. That's not happening. She's too demanding. I That's the way it is. I get plenty of blooms from her. I'm quite prepared to deal without. But yeah, I don't know. I I know that you're giving yours plenty of water.
Yes, plenty of water. I increase the fertilizer too, and I'm giving it plenty of light. It was in the in direct sun all winter long. I really don't know. But what happened is that my purpurata last year, the petiole of the blooms was shorter than the year before. So I may be doing something wrong. And
Oh, okay.
so I've been keeping the purpurata also in the most time possible in the sun, as well as
Okay.
this Borachea. I don't know. So I was
Okay.
hoping for the new blooms of Purpurata to tell me something. I must be doing something wrong. But what it is, I don't know.
But here's the thing as well. The bigger the orchids grow, the more demanding they become. So it's up to maybe we're not keeping up with the watering. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
I water the Purpurata on most days because as I have
Okay.
it in sun, sometimes through all morning, but most days all afternoon from 2 o'clock till sunset. Because the sun now, the morning sun is getting to 12 o'clock. It's already too hot. Uh,
Right.
although here it is cool, it's under cool the temperatures. The sun is very hot, and so unless it is a dark morning like it was today, filtered sun. I had it on the table over there. But
Hmm.
most days she stays there and she gets sun after 2 o'clock till sunset. So I don't
There
know.
should be plenty. Huh? I'm just
Uh,
showing you my Fred Clarkiara because you showed it in your in your
oh,
video. And you remember when I
beautiful.
said I had two growths?
Yes.
Only one is pushing properly. You can see at the
Oh,
bottom. You see that?
yeah.
Nothing's changed. That
Oh, my
growth is
goodness.
not moving. And I've never seen that happen before either. Meanwhile, I've never had two growths, so I don't know. I find that a super interesting little bit of information, and I'm not sure if that's standard or what is going on. But yeah, just a heads
Y-
up on that one.
Yeah. Look at the Mimcophila, the one you sent
Hey,
me, Thomsoniana.
yeah,
She's rooted.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
she's
so much
growing.
fun.
I like it so much. She's
Here's the
so with this,
compadre.
with this fat pseudobulbs. She's growing all the
Yeah,
time, all the time. She's also here in
Well,
the sun all the time.
the other piece is right here, right next to cousin it. So it gets plenty of light, but if it gets too hot, cousin it shades it a bit. And yeah,
Mm.
lots and lots of roots coming all the way in the back there as well. Yeah, it's great. I don't know if we'll ever get them to bloom though, Fernanda.
Well, as long as they grow, I'm in the
Right?
stage that I don't mind anymore if they bloom or not. I just want them to see. I just want to see them happy
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
without
tell me
diseases.
about it. Tell me about it. Just live. I'm not no demands. Just live for the time being, please. I wonder
Uh,
if that's a new growth starting there. That would be
Maybe.
exciting right in the middle.
Yeah, looks like it.
That would be exciting. I like that.
Yeah,
Just populate the pot in the middle, please. Don't do this rambling
they
stuff.
they never do what we tell them to do.
No, no, no. I've got to get up. Hang on a second. Ooh. And then, well, we did see all of this, but while they still have raindrops on them, look at this. For me, there's something about angraecoids and rain. You know, when you see the leaves like this, I love it. And
Okay.
also, here's the leaf I told you about.
Ah,
Look at that. I have the umbrella. So this is not sunburn, but it
no.
was out. They were out when the temperatures dropped to 14 degrees that one night.
Ah,
And they can handle 10 degrees. Not every night, but so I wonder if this is cold damage because it is, and it's not the newest leaf, but you know, this would be the next one. Next one, it's the third newest leaf.
sometimes it's
So
not
it's
the cold. It's the cold draft. Sometimes there are gusts of wind that
uh,
are cooler, and
mm,
if they come straight to the leaf, it could damage. Or
yeah,
it could
because
also
that
be a draft of warm air. No?
the opposite can be true as
Yeah.
well. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Oh well. And then, que más? Que más? These guys got some nice rain.
Mm.
This makes me happy, except that my Vanda rainbow forest is looking a little bit scrawny. It's losing a lot of leaves, even though the orchid is fine. I've got root growth everywhere, but it's defoliating at the base. Like, you know, what are you
Bandas
doing?
tend to do that. It's old leaf. It's like our hair.
It looks like it's not doing well, but it's okay. The orchid is fine, you know.
Yeah.
But when you see it like this, all this is gone within the last 10 months. All this,
Yeah.
and then it looks like there's a problem, you know. I'm not trying to say there is one because it's growing nice roots, it's behaving normally, but if they do it like this so quickly all at once, I don't like it. And then this guy here hasn't even woken up yet, Lucnery. I would love to see some root growth, but we've got some foliage, some leaf action going. This one's taking a long time to wake up. It's almost like it's, I mean, they don't go dormant, please don't misunderstand, but there's, you know, like the falcata, the root activity is there. Aquí nada. But here, here we have root central.
My goodness.
Isn't this astonishing? Look,
Beautiful.
everywhere. I mean, I can stand on at this totem pole and just gawk. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It just goes on, and on the other side as well. But here's one that I'm watching because you can see one in there. It's tucked in there, and you can see it's got a little, like maybe a black dot. Maybe you can see it because it's coming up against the metal back here. So I'm kind of
Uh-huh, I
watching that.
see.
I
I
mean,
see.
I, I've got plenty of roots, so it's not that's not the concern. It's just like, no, I want them all. And look what's going on through the hob filter material. Look at all that. Isn't it
It's
astounding?
it
I'm
is
letting her grow into
astounding.
the
Yes.
hedge.
After all it went through, and the will to live that orchid has.
Insane. Check this out. So we've got a branch, and then this. Boom, boom, boom. From one root, three coming right out. I love it. I love it. I love seeing this. Never mind the ants, they're bugging me. But look at this. The
Gorgeous.
papilionantha is going crazy. I feel I could chop her off and then put the piece onto the hedge, but you never know with where I'm living if I'm going to stay, you know?
Yes.
I love this. Here's another one. I know my hub filter material doesn't look pretty. I know, but it's working. Look at that. And even down here. It's
Fabulous.
just, isn't it
It,
wonderful?
it doesn't look pretty, the whole filter, but the plant doesn't seem to mind.
No, no. Branching here, tip there, more root tips down here. Giving this orchid some water is a joy. Look at that. It's just like, I absolutely love it. And then this one only just popped through today. So we've got plenty of roots. Maybe we could get some up here. This is where I want the roots. I want a root up here because then I can, maybe take it off. But we've got this one snaking. That doesn't count.
That one looks like a snake, right?
And then people here, I mean, my excelia got a fantastic flush. So there's that new growth. It's been out here all day. Do you remember when I was trying to grow it in a pot because I couldn't make up its mind? Is it going to be up or pendant? What's it doing?
Yes, yes.
It's all over the place. It's like I don't grow upright per se, but I'm not pendant either. Okay, I love it. Finally, it's growing because Todd's Tropical said, "Oh, a friend of his has one and it's growing like a weed," and I'm like, "Oh, big sigh, you know." And then that one's doing well as well. That one's not going to go on cork until maybe a couple of years. That's fine. And here's the recently mounted one. Also got hung here. The only stupid thing now with this big Brassavola mount that I did at the beginning is the fact that I can't move it. I can't bring the orchid out to get some rain. Oh well, can't have it all, can you?
Yeah, no perfect
I wanted
world.
to No, I wanted to show you something else, but to be honest, I think I've forgotten. Methinks I have forgotten. So we'll go back and look at the blooms. Oh, by the way, your Luisendorf, no? She's doing amazing, right?
Um,
Tiger
Luisendorf does not have any leaves, any flowers now, because there was they were being eaten by a caterpillar. The
Oh
plant is
gosh.
here. I have
Did
this
it
one.
come with a caterpillar? Sorry,
Yes,
guys.
it came with a caterpillar. I did not notice when I bought it, but
Anybody watching, we are not ignoring you, okay? I am monitoring the chat. It's just that the speech bubble, the chat disappears. So please do not feel ignored, okay?
okay,
I'm
I'm not.
monitoring the chat as best as I can.
This one, this one is has just opened. This one I cut the blooms today because I had to have a modification here. The I had here many pots And when I watered, they dripped and splashed on the
Outer.
zygopetalums here.
Oh, on the zygopetalums.
And then what happened? New growths and even the spikes would rot. And so I lost a couple of new growths, and I think that's what happened. Uh, for
Oh, that's
instance,
sad.
the spike here was rotting in the middle of the spike. So I thought it must be because it drips from above. And so I cleared the space. I have them pushed to the
Uh-huh.
side so that it won't happen. So at the moment, I only have this one, which is a rosy blue. It's
Yeah.
almost finishing. It's almost. See, this is one. Uh, must have
Oh, what a
dripped
shame.
water
I'm
in here.
sorry to hear that.
And this is the Louisendorf or a hybrid of Louisendorf. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but there are new roots already new. There's a new growth. I think there's one more. Yes, there are
Here's
two.
here's my Luisendorf because I was asking about yours because of how vigorous this orchid is growing growths like hello. Remember when I had that rotting pseudobulb? So that's there.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's it's still a little bit left, but that's fine. It's done its job, and it was growing new growth. This one here is matured, so that's the little saving growth. It's growing another new growth, and back here, this new growth, and it's starting another one right there. And of
yeah.
course, she's pot bound, so I that's why I was asking because when you bought yours and you showed them in your video, I thought, oh wow, yours is really vigorous. And then I looked at mine, I'm like, this must be a vigorous hybrid. It's
The,
amazing.
the, the most vigorous is this one. I don't have an identification to. This one is,
Okay.
but
Is
it
that with the pale blooms? The pale
the
speckled
paler
purple
bloom.
blooms?
Yes,
Yeah.
the paler blooms. Yes, but I lost one new growth on that one. I lost a new growth on that one, and also one there. So that's why I took all the pots I had there on top. And this way, I don't have so much problem with the dripping. I pull those to the plants, and because I also had some pots in there, and so now they are on the tree, like I showed you yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I took the taste for hanging orchids on trees, and I'm not going to stop. It's so
It's very convenient. It
it's
is
so
very
funny.
convenient.
It's so
I'm just gonna move,
practical.
right?
So
So
practical.
think if your Oda gets bigger and bigger, you can divide her and put her in a tree. Put a
Yes,
division
well,
into a tree.
I have the Berioda. I've placed it in um in wider but shallower pot.
Uh-huh.
See, I got
Yeah.
this same color as this one, and I cut off the older bulbs, leafless bulbs, and so it's smaller now,
Yeah,
and it has
I was
plenty
thinking
of
of doing
space
that
to
as
grow.
well. I
It
was
has not
thinking of doing that
started.
as well. I want the back to grow. Michael said you won't be able to propagate the back from where I divided it unless you make a division. And I'm like, but that is the division right there. And I have the leafless bulbs that were in the center, and they are now facing the light because I'm trying to see if I can't get new growths in the back because it looks really dumb. It looks lopsided, but no. Of course, the way
Maybe if
you've
you
groomed yours.
maybe if you put the keikis in the back. I've placed the
Oh yeah,
keiki here in the back, but it's not
yeah,
doing great. No
yeah.
new growth yet, but the what's the name of this one? The Kingianum.
Thinking,
The Kingianum. Kingianum already has new growth somewhere in there. This is
let me get the counterpart. Let me get to the babies. I'm putting my camera this way so that there's better light because now that there's no sun. I don't even know why I'm talking. If you can even hear me, I'm away from the mic.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Maybe the others will too.
Okay, so I was just checking. The reservoir is empty. Thank goodness the fibers are still damp. Sorry. There they are.
Oh, but they are
I
looking
can't,
beautiful.
aren't they? But they're so tiny.
Yeah, but
Even
they
though
are so cute.
the new growths are like, 30% bigger from previous, but they're coming along. I haven't lost a
Yeah.
keiki, so that was exciting. But no, I don't have any new growths either. I keep checking because, of course, I want to make sure that this one sticks around. And I also treated her because of the black spotting. I thought all my dendrobiums were starting to look stupid, and with black spotting, I was scared that something was going around. But now that I know that Patricia was to blame for the hibiki contamination, at least this one was far, far away from that.
But I have
But your
thrips
King
on
Yanum
this
is so
one.
big. Your King
My
Yanum,
my Kingianum,
we have a
my
long way to
Kingianum
go
had.
here,
Sorry.
huh? No, I was saying we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Your canes are so big.
Yeah. Well, but I was expecting it to be bigger. But okay. Look, we had thrips this year, but
Yeah, that's what it.
I've treated it. I've treated it. There's a
Yeah,
saying, but
my Roy Tokanak started with thrips.
not the Berioda, just this one, and they are side by side. So I don't know.
You see, this is the thing. What is it with dendrobiums? They don't like this is ah they don't like industrial heavy duty insecticide pesticides. They got a problem, they dump their leaves. I still can't find the answer to that question, even though I try to Google it, but Google is broken when it comes to searches. You don't find the things you're looking for anymore, or I'm asking the wrong questions because I don't get the answer.
But
But they are the ones that come up with fungus, with thrips, with mealybugs, and you name it. My Roy Tokanaga had thrips, not anymore. But as the new growths were growing, I wasn't quick enough, and I'm like, what is these dendrobiums? You know?
sometimes I spray them with a fungicide and the insecticide. I never had a problem of dumping leaves. I use this one, which is Spanish, and that
Yes,
one too. Sorry,
yes,
this is my.
that's fine. Yeah, so you've got compo, okay? But
And these are uh, how do you say, systemic. Both of them are systemic. I don't buy general ones anymore. These are systemic because if I have to poison the plants with with stuff, at least I want the good stuff. But
it
here
has to
I
work.
used what I used to clear the thrips was water with a bit of the kitchen detergent and baby oil, and I
Okay,
washed the leaves uh, twice, 15 days apart, and it stopped. And
okay.
here I showed you yesterday. Maybe people like to
Yes,
see the. This is my Dendrobium nobility, the species. It's growing so well. There are 4 new growths, and it bloomed here, and I didn't know. But what bloomed here on the top were the keikis. There are two keikis. One, two. I think there was another one.
that's
Yes, this is also a
yeah. You
keiki.
sure?
This is a keiki. This
It's
keiki
crazy.
has 2 new growths, and this one a new one. They have their own roots, and I only noticed when the blooming stopped because they bloomed. So amazing. These orchids are just amazing. Sometimes we never know what to
Here's
expect.
here's the counterpart. That's the other half.
It's the
Anybody
other.
that's new to my channel or Fernanda's channel, because we're so close, we have a lot of orchids that are the same because they've swapped patios. Divisions have gone to Portugal and divisions have come from Spain. And that's why we pretty much have quite an array of in the collection that is equal. But yeah, I have as yet to cut the spikes off. But look at that. I got 3 new growths this year. So there's that one, and that's from the 2 leads as you sent me. And for the first time, here's a third one. So
Good.
she's coming onto her own.
I'm
I'm
very
happy about that.
excited. I'm very excited with this because if they grow fast, maybe next year I can put them on the tree.
Yes,
I'm short of
definitely.
trees.
Why not?
Anytime soon, I'll be short of trees.
You need more trees. You need to go to the farm next to you. Say, excuse me, can I just plant a tree here? Out of the way of your pumpkins.
Oh my goodness.
But you see, here's my Dendrobium baryota, and you
Oh,
can
it's
see,
so big.
yeah,
It's
you
so
can
big.
see all these canes. These are the canes that were in the middle. They're all leafless, and I was hoping that because the cut was made here, that I would then also get maybe growths to grow this side. That's why this side gets the most light, but nothing.
But
When you
maybe,
consider
maybe,
dividing an orchid, no.
maybe it's too early. Maybe later. It's still it's too early yet, I suppose.
So okay, yeah,
Closer
2 years
to.
it's been.
No, I mean too early in the season. Too
Oh well,
early
that's
in the
true too.
season.
That is true too. Although, hang on a second, could be it could be too early. But riddle me this, Batman. This is These are
What
the
is that?
keikis,
Oh,
Baryota cake.
now you have to put those in the back of the other.
I was gonna say I'm not making excuses, but it is impossible. Fernanda, this orchid is so rooted in with her leca. I would actually have to unpot her, and then you know what I mean.
Huh.
I would
You
have to
have a
take
big
out.
you have a
I would
big
have to take
problem.
out
Too
everything.
many roots.
I would love to. I mean, it's a good idea. Trust me, and it's going to give me food for thought whether I should go into this pot again and take out all the leafless canes like you've done, and then add something that is green and vigorous, comme ça. 2 new growths. These are the keikis of 2022.
And they look
This
gorgeous.
was a keiki. This is not a growth. This thing was a keiki.
So
So
gorgeous.
Mama Plant has got no excuses. She's living la vida in her pot, and yeah. And I've got more keikis even right here. I've got 3 more in there. So maybe you're right. Maybe she is objecting to having been sliced and diced. It's
Yeah.
possible that she's having a bit of a salt. Whoop, no, it may be, maybe.
King
But
joining up?
yeah, yeah, because my house guest obviously is not at his work. He is. Oh, you like my sheet to
Yeah.
protect the water coming through from the neighbor? I know it's all high class here. And look at what's coming.
Well,
Look at
your
what's
clouds
coming
are as
otherwise.
dark as mine.
Uh huh. But yeah, no, my guest is obviously home because he's not at work. So poor guy.
With the
He
rain.
probably would prefer. Yeah, he probably would prefer to be at work. And of course, the minute he goes moo, I've got woo woo woo. So King has learned from Baloo how to misbehave. Oh, I mean they know to stop. They know to stop. It used to be much worse. So the newspaper, the old newspaper trick, it worked. And a
Oh.
plastic bottle with stones in it, that worked as
Mm,
well. Just the noise, you know? So now
yeah.
all I have to do is look, lift the bottle up, and Baloo is in his little howler, his little bed. Yeah. You see this? Can you see this?
Yes. What is that?
That's
Oh,
the
that's
Parkinsoniana.
Stamfordianum.
Yeah. There. Can you see a bulge? Is that possible? Can you see up here a bulge?
Yes,
I mean, I
I
know what I'm
do.
looking at,
Flower.
but yeah, we're gonna at least have one bloom. If the other growths don't bloom because of the radical repot, the main growth, the main lead, has not let us down unless I break it. But you see the way it's facing?
I
If the
love
buds
that
form, they're facing away from me and my shoulder, my elbows, just away from me.
plant.
I have to protect my orchids from myself.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing, I saw your Cernua was growing new growth. Didn't wasn't that true? You said something in a video?
The Cernua growing a new growth. I don't know if it is the Cernua. Let me see. I think so. Yes, it has new growth. It
You
has.
see how skinny my pseudobulbs are? Can you tell how shriveled and skinny they are? But the
But
root
mine are
growth
skinny
in this
too.
pot is insane. Look at that. And that's only one side. It has gone absolutely bonkers with root growth. But
Yeah, it's getting
but I
tight.
don't like the. Hmm.
It's getting tight in that pot.
Yeah. So I mean, the setup is working, but I don't like how shriveled my pseudobulbs are. So maybe
It's
it's doing
because of
too much
the.
with the seed pods, with the
Yes,
roots,
yes,
etc.
yes, maybe. I have skinny pseudobulbs. Look at this one. It's skinny. It's skinny
Hmm.
too. But I have beautiful roots. And
Isn't that amazing?
there are pseudobulbs. I don't even notice until they get bigger because they are hiding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
look,
see, the
look,
thing is, I'm
look at
okay.
that. This is a
Are we?
Sophronitis
Oh yeah.
decoccinia.
All right.
It is
That's
growing,
awesome.
this thing.
That was
Oh,
your patient for many many years.
yeah, not many years, but a long
Okay.
time. I'm not very lucky when I order this type of thing. But, well,
Okay. So did you
at
lose
least it's
one, and this is
alive.
the replacement?
This is a replacement. Well, this is my first coccinia. I had one
Okay.
coccinia crossed with mantiqueira long, long ago. It
Okay.
cost
Okay.
me a arm and a leg coming from Brazil through England, and I paid so much money for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's gone.
Well, I got them confused, but hey, new growth. Why not? Hey. So I'm just making sure that I can take the seed pods off. Can you see how it's splitting? Can you
Yeah,
see? Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna after we finish the live, I'm taking those off.
What
I'm
are
gonna
you going
store
to
them.
do with it? Are you going
Oh
to?
no! Oh no! Oh no! Look what I did. That's why. Look, my plumatum blooms. I
Oh,
broke. I broke at least two. I'm gonna take
oh,
responsibility. I'm not gonna blame it on King. I should have pushed that orchid in more. This orchid, poor thing, it wants to bloom for me, and I always make a mess. Oh well. Maybe we've got one that we could salvage. I don't know, but it's not looking the way it did when we started the live.
oh my God.
Like that's what I'm telling you. Put the Parkinsonianum growth away from me. Protect my orchids from myself is all I can say.
Well,
Nina,
I've
Nina, Nina.
never,
A ver,
I've never been so
let me.
clumsy as now.
This is not for the faint-hearted. This is
No.
not for the faint-hearted. Let me just push her back and see if anything sticks around. And while we're at it, let's have a look.
Oh,
It's super interesting, I think.
yeah.
Can you see the coloring?
Yes, so beautiful. So intricate.
And then these weird things. Like for
Plumato,
the
all
Christmas
right.
tree.
It's a good
Let
name
me see
for
if I
it.
can smell something.
Plumato.
Mm-hmm. I can't smell anything yet, but then this one never got a chance to open. Ah, Nina. Quel dommage. Anyway, Hakuna Matata. The orchid is
Mm.
healthy, right? Isn't that what we said earlier? As long
Yes.
as the orchid is fine, we really are. Every bloom is a blessing as long as the orchid is fine.
Yes.
And I was just checking out my lancifolia, of it, because something is cracking through the sheath.
Mm.
Because if the radiata is doing it, why not the lancifolia as well? Oh, good stuff. Just good stuff. And this is, of course, dendrobium symptoms all over, from thrips to I don't know what your problem was up here. Check out this leaf. Look at all the spotting on the back.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's an old growth. And then thrips right up there. So dendrobiums. I love them. Ooh, but dang. Anyway, back to the seed pod. I'm going to be taking that off because that'll take care of the
It
shrinkling. That's a new
takes
word
too
from
much.
wrinkling and
Yeah. Takes too
too much
much
energy.
energy from the plant.
But that's interesting to know because she bloomed relatively early. January, end of January, the seed pod produced and it's now cracking. That's not a long time for an orchid seed pod. I thought I would have to have them on until maybe the end of summer.
Yeah, fast.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. If you have time, if you have
I
time,
do. I have time.
okay, I can't. Okay, wait, no, I can't tilt my camera without making a huge mess out here. I've already done enough damage. Let me get my secateurs. They are always sterilized, so anybody were to ask, whoa, no, 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 they're sterilized. We can do this right now because what if I forget, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
It
hold her
can
in my
grow again.
hand. What if I forget? I don't want to tax my senua. She's been through enough, but because she's doing so well in the pot, now I have this beautiful cork. I'm like, oh, maybe I should mount her. No, 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 I'm not doing it. Don't worry. But she looked so beautiful on a mount. How the blooms are pendant, and she just looked super duper on a mount. But now that she's happy in her pot, I'm not even going to contemplate it. But when I see yours on the mount, I'm going, oh, yes.
She already came on
So,
a mount.
okay. So there we
Oh,
go.
you have two seed pods.
Yes. Yes, I do. Amazing, huh? I should have had five, but five was too many for the orchid to hold on to.
Well, if you let them dry out, they will be good to make a flower arrangement, unless they explode.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, no, they will explode. So that's why it's better to do it now because even though there's cracks in them, they're not contaminated. They would still be okay. Because what I do is I put them in wax paper and I label them. And then if somewhere down the line someone's interested in seed pods, then I can say I've got this available.
Mm,
So right, you know the oven paper, the for making cookies.
yes.
I don't make cookies. I have that wax paper for my seed pods
I
because
eat the cookies, but don't make them either. If I
I,
make
I,
them,
I,
I have
I'm
to eat
telling you,
them.
the kitchen has been repurposed to media washing station, strainers, sieves, pots. My daughter says, "Is this one for Lekka?" I'm like, now she knows which is Lekka, which is she knows now. But at the beginning, it was that, is this one for Lekka or is it for cooking? Anyway, right. So before it starts to rain, actually, we might as well take advantage of the fact that we got away with it. No, we'll make ourselves another cozy cup of coffee.
Just in time,
So
just in time.
mhm, I would say so. I got Ciliano out before the live. It's so dark. He thinks it's time to go to sleep now. So
Oh,
anyway,
fooling the poor bird.
yeah, and he's been out. He was out for about 3 hours before we went live. Seeing as there's not much I could do, it was raining. I just thought, bring him out now. Let him get his energy out. You know.
Hi,
'Cause-
Sandy. Sandy has arrived.
Carmen, hello.
And Carmen, too. It is
Hey,
true. The comments come and they fade away immediately. It's hard to see them.
yes. I didn't even see Sandy's. Carmen, if you go to the homepage of my channel, please look at the most popular. I think the first video is of the most popular tab is CalMag. Okay? If you haven't watched that video, hey, it's good to see you. I saw your message earlier. I acknowledged it, but I wasn't sure if you were still around. So thank you for being around. Thank you for even putting that little comment in the chat. And Sandy, I didn't see your comment, but it's nice that you're here. Thank you. But or as I say, yeah, check on my homepage of the channel. The most popular video is CalMag. If you want to watch that, then because that's the one I'm using, and if you have any questions that aren't answered in that video, then let me know, okay? And with that, there's a lot of other videos about CalMag and dosing and pH, especially in recipe videos that I have. There's a recipe video of supplements and fertilizer recipes for all seasons of the growth stage of the orchid, not seasons as per our calendar year. No, no, I don't mix it. I always purport to never mix anything that isn't mixed already. We can use components separately, Carmen, with great success, but I always prefer to go down the safe route and say if I'm going to do with magnesium or Epsom salts only, then I'm only doing Epsom salts. I'm not putting CalMag in it. It is an option for people who are comfortable with what they're doing. I prefer not to do that. It's just my personal preference. So in that video, I don't mix. I don't recommend to mix. No, maybe further down the line. I just have a problem. I don't know how you feel, Fernanda. I just have a problem with mixing.
I don't mix
Um,
either. I don't mix either
if I have,
because it might any chemical reaction that we don't know of may happen, and it's not good. So better not mix it for safety.
yeah. So so you do your magnesium soak separately as well, no?
Yes, but I'm being a bit lazy, so I'm using Calmag most of the time because
Uh huh.
it's
Yeah,
all two in one.
my Epsom salts soak only start pretty much. I'm very targeted in September and October because of my conditions, so I give them a little bit more. But yeah, during the summer I do give a lot of CalMag as well.
I already gave them 2 soaks of Epsom and 2 soaks of calcium this spring. And
All right.
but during winter, I mostly used Calmag, and last summer too, I used Calmag mostly. Being
I
lazy,
don't know who. Yeah, Carmen. I don't know who Fernanda is. Like I said, I can't see your comment long enough. But I will touch base with you for sure in the comment section of any video. So don't think I'm ignoring you. This app thing, it is so weird. While Fernando was gone and then came back, I could see the whole chat on my screen. And now a bubble comes up and it disappears. So while it's fun to do this, I hope it's also fun for anybody that's participating and watching. I hope that you can, somewhat see, excuse me, excuse me, see the orchids, see the two patios, us chit chatting as if we were together. when it comes to the comments, I think it's a bit of a nuisance. Desde mi punto de vista, as in from my point of view. So anyway, let me know, okay? Yeah, but I'm not a mixing fan, especially for correction purposes. I sure Epsom salts all the time, and only Epsom salts. I don't do CalMag, and even the new growths at the beginning of the season, I only did calcium nitrate. I didn't do CalMag because I just don't trust it. What freaks me out about this is that if you put too much of one in, it locks the other one out, and it can conflict with whatever is going on inside the orchid. And I'm like,
Oh
that's
no,
that's way
I never mix
no,
them, calcium
yeah,
and magnesium. I used to. I used to. I never mixed it to the point of getting a sludge. But now I don't do it. I either use Epsom salts or calcium nitrate. Never two
yeah.
together anymore because I forgot the
Or
percentage. I used to know the
or
percentage, but I don't know
or
anymore.
if you use a pre-mixed product like CalMag,
Yes, yes.
then
That's why I
then
say I'm
that's okay.
being lazy.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
it's called
it's
being,
so
for me.
useful.
It's being on the safe side, at least
Yeah.
for me. Also, if I make one mistake, because I'm getting too comfortable, I've been doing it so long, but I make a mistake, I'm not aware I've made a mistake. Oof, for me, it's not a big deal, because when I do my applications of my supplements, it's nice weather anyway. You know, in the winter I hardly do anything because I don't have the light to back it up. So just as far as I'm concerned, CalMag as a product, you've got the SensiCal. That's the one I use. It's perfect. I use it mainly at 100 parts per million for most of my orchids. And then, of course, that increases depending on the size of the orchid and what it's doing. But I have a video about recipes and supplements and for all of that as well. But anywho, I hope everybody is doing well in your part of the world. Sandy, I hope everything maybe I understood it correctly, landed properly. Unfortunately, your message from yesterday was gone. When I loaded the live to get ready, I saw it yesterday. I couldn't respond, but that was gone. And I'm like, really? That's why I quickly sent you another link, Fernanda, because I thought, what? Just because the clock switched past midnight, everything resets? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
how.
Yes, I understand.
So, anyway.
You have to practice more.
Oh, well, if people want more of this, then y'all have got to let us know. It doesn't always have to be me or Fernanda or whatever, but we can get more people. Unfortunately, this is very limited. It only allows one guest, which is a big, big shame. But, at least it's something that we can do on the occasional live where we can say, hey, this is happening. Why don't we walk around our patios together? Something like that. No,
Yeah, it was
Fernanda?
fun. It is fun
And
because
maybe
this way we can move around and show this, show that, compare. It's been fun.
exactly. Especially right after a video that that went live and it was a patio tour. Duh.
But this was different. This was like a follow up.
But one day maybe we shall do repotting live together. Am I pushing it?
Especially because I am preparing not a patio tour, but a few things on the patio too on my next video.
Okay.
So this is in
Thank you for
between
that
like a
feedback,
sandwich.
Yoshi.
It's like a sandwich.
the, the 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 only thing that I can't stand about the fact that it's vertical. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just 1 second. So I saw Yoshi's comment. Thank you very much for that feedback. I'm just gonna see something on another device because obviously this is all fun and games. If you can see something on another whoa. Let me just cancel myself out there. So I would have to work with two devices as well. Do two you repot something, I repot something, and then a second device as with other lives, and that's where I can see the entire chat. Okay, so Sandy was here for maybe 10 minutes. It's so nice at least you came in. So much appreciated. And here we have Savas Simitsis from Greece. Goodness me, Savas, I hope that you're still here. I hope you didn't feel ignored. I am so sorry. Now that I'm going to have to remember this for next time, but I didn't want to walk around with two devices. Now that I'm on a tripod, Michael McCarthy said, I'm after dark tries to push two growths, only one will ever develop. The second
Oh.
just stalls out. That is super interesting. And here was I was well excited. I'm getting two new growths. That's what they say. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched, right?
All right.
Oh, Savas, thank you so, so much. I want you to know that you're welcome. I hope everything is cool in Greece. I hope you haven't had any terrible weather. We have been inundated with some rain here. Menos mal, I still have electricity, but I'm ready to get my umbilical cord out for eventualities. But so nice to see you, Savas. I have no idea how to say welcome in Greece, to my utter shame, I have to admit that. Julian Sun said, time to have the chat on a screen. Yes, definitely. Oh, I'm wearing glasses, Julian. It's just that when on the app, what I'm seeing is how long we've been live, which has been a very long time. So thank you, Fernanda, so much. And everybody else that is still here or is hopping on, hopping off. I have a speech
Okay.
bubble, one of those chat boxes, but when I hit that, it tells me all messages are visible. Yes, because I've activated all of those, but it doesn't show on screen. It doesn't. Maybe one will pop up and then you've got to catch it while you're showing something else. And then it goes away so quickly you can't read it. So little bit of few kinks to iron out, but when we do these walkabout show and tell kind of lives, it's going to be a bit difficult. I just hate it when people think they're ignored, because you are definitely not ignored. So I'm just going to scroll up. Julian and Son also said, my blatillas never flowered until they had a near freezing in winter. Hello. Okay.
Oh.
Well, my patio has gotten down to 4 since the blatillas arrived. Huh.
Yeah,
But
mine
yours gets
too.
even colder. Okay. Julian Son or Joshi Son, if you're still here, tell me something. How much, what was I going to say? How much are you fertilizing? How much are you watering for them to bloom? Do you think it's temperature based? Because mine get fertilizer the moment I see new growths coming out, the moment. And that was when I was repotting last November. Okay, I
You mean
stopped when they stopped pushing, when they stopped growing during the winter, I stopped fertilizing. And then the moment that the temperatures rose, I started to go in again.
yes, like I do. I do the same.
They are not heavy fertilizers, heavy feeders. Oops.
Well, mine I place.
um,
Maybe I'm using too much fertilizer.
maybe you make yours too happy. Mina in the house. It's good to see you. And they hate being disturbed. Okay. Oops.
Well, mine weren't disturbed ever since I planted them. That is not a problem with mine. They're just too
Right.
happy, like you say. Too happy.
So I'm putting into my bowl at least once a week now. Well, since they started to push, when the temperatures warmed up a teeny tiny bit for them to start showing me they're actually growing, I put 300 parts per million into the bowl at least once a week, with a lot of flushing in between. Let's say 2 times flushing, 1 time fertilizer. That's what I
I have
give.
slow release fertilizer on them. And
Less?
when I have leftovers, when I water my orchids, I use the leftover on it. So maybe too much fertilizer.
Okay. Okay.
My
Well, that's it.
another one I have that is too happy is my Ancelia. My Ancelia is too happy.
She's dead. You know what though? Okay, now, okay, I did get blooms from Joe Cross with Puff Adder last year.
Huh.
Yeah, we saw
Yes.
the blooms. You have the same cross. Mine this year is not blooming. Has no intentions of blooming. So I wonder if it wasn't just maybe I had a piece that was happy where it came from, and then got stressed and bloomed, and now it's not blooming. But
I don't know.
I got another one to
Mine
bloom.
mine had the 3 or 4 pseudobulbs when it came, and then it grew. I don't know, 10 or 11 pseudobulbs the first
Yeah.
year, and then again 9 or 10 last year, and now it is growing already 4 new pseudobulbs, and that is just the beginning. I don't want
Well,
it to
that's
grow so
insane.
large. I don't want it
But
to
that's insane
become.
because mine hasn't even started new growth.
I have
My
4.
puff adder hasn't started new growth. I can see growth on the other ones. And here,
It,
Julian's son also said, I never succeeded properly in leca, and we're still on the Blatia subject. While in regular potting mix with 30% sand, they just thrived. That's awesome.
this is
That's
mine
awesome to know.
here. This is mine here. She's in full sun now, so she's getting the leaves
Yeah,
yellowed.
we
But you
we
see,
have to
there
push them.
are. Look at this crossing over,
That's
and
insane.
on this side, there's 2 more. One here, another one there. But this and another one there already. 5. This is
Well, mine hasn't done ni un mu. I didn't even get blooms. I didn't get blooms, and now I'm waiting for growth, and I'm not getting any. I'm like, okay, okay, be like that. I
in
will
the
have to
same part
probably,
of the world. They,
I have to give it a good scolding.
oh my God.
Anyway, I think that for now, our test drive was awesome. I hope that it was a joy for everybody else. It's been again over an hour. time time flies when you're having fun. Um,
Yes.
in the next live stream, I'm planning to repot the new insolence that I got from Michelle Fucarino. So we'll do that on a live stream. I don't know. Do you have a phalaenopsis you want to put into water culture, and we do that together, Fernanda, or what?
Um,
mine is not.
they,
Mine is not going in water
they,
culture.
they are already in water culture. All of them.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
They
teasing.
are
I was
always.
just gonna say, if you happen to have one, then that you would say, yeah, it's the right time. I can do this now. Then we would also
Well, the
maybe
right
sit
time,
down together.
with phalaenopsis, the right time for me is when they arrive. I never lost one, either in bloom or not in bloom, with roots or without roots. I never lost one because of transitioning to horticulture. Maybe I'm just being lucky. But the new ones I got the other month, I thought I would wait and do all those things you tell about controlling the pH and so, so forth. I tried, but I couldn't resist, and I did well because the bark was moldy inside, and the
Yeah.
roots are wonderful, and the plants are growing. They are happy.
Well,
Um,
you
I,
see, for
I
you it
couldn't be
works, and
happier.
for me, it's a car crash, total car crash if I do that.
Yeah,
So, you know,
but I don't know why. But things go well for some and don't go well for others. For me, growing in leca is a no-no. I kill my plants in leca because, well, I don't know. And in water culture, they would do well. Uh, well, I cannot explain, but that's how orchids are. They have their sympathies.
definitely.
Really?
And speaking of orchid that I really need to address this season is my pulcra.
Oh,
She is going to go on a mount. It's going to be one of those monster mounts again. It's going to be a big one because her keiki affinity. At least I'm going to secure one keiki to make sure I have a keiki growing on. Oh my goodness, I have to
well,
prepare that mount.
pulchra, you mean the Phalaenopsis pulchra?
Yes.
They
Since I got her,
should,
she's languishing in that silly little pot she came in,
they
and
do,
I need to with her.
they will look wonderful. It will look wonderful on a mount with the keikis. It should be wonderful. I
It's
will
just
love
going to
to.
be so cumbersome. It's
Uh,
where am I going to put it in the winter?
yeah, that's the
I
problem.
look
Winter. Why do
look at
we?
my look at my spill over here. What happened to my deep south? Everything fit beautifully. Even my Thomsonianas, they used to be on the top rack of my east, on the east rack on the top. I haven't put them there yet because I wanted to get them used to the bright light compared to what they came with. Because I
Mm?
don't want to burn their leaves. So I'm not sure I'm ready yet to do that. I'm tentative. But there's so much spilling over here. I mean, what is my Gold Coast doing in the deep south? It doesn't belong there. It belongs here. Well, why doesn't it fit? And don't say there's an empty shelf there because that's where the Cooksoniana belongs. I just took it out to show you.
Because you have too many plants in bloom.
And my antenatum belongs where the Ancilia is. So when the Ancilia goes, you know what I mean? I have a massive more shuffle to do. Okay, my area is never outside, but shame. If I want her to grow well and grow roots, she needs light, and she's not going to get that being indoors. This one here, my Orchidea, you should go on the lower shelf of my east rack. There is no space. Like, I,
More shelves. More shelves. The
sorry?
problem is winter. You need more shelves. But the problem is winter.
The problem is definitely winter. So I'm not anticipating anything, and that's why I'm saying yes. Pulcra is going to go on a mount, and then I'm just like, okay, enjoy it while it lasts. You'll figure it out when the winter comes. You'll figure it out. Somehow
Yeah.
things work out. End of story. Just
Even if
that.
you have to take them to your room, to your bedroom.
There is no space. My bedroom is a bed. Seriously, the space to
Oh,
go around my bed, uh, King can fit through that to get to the terrace door and the other side to his bed. That's it. There is no space in
what?
my bedroom. My
But you have.
bathroom is north facing.
Oh, you have verandas, don't you?
Yes, I have a veranda, which is brightly exposed to the sun, but in winter that's useless because it's cold.
Yeah.
I have nothing under cover upstairs.
Yeah.
My little terrace that comes out of my bedroom is not under cover.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So here we go. Just one more question. I'm back. I've watched the video. I don't have any ppm meter ever, but how do you know how much of ppm you put in each pot? And I can combine it with my fertilizer. I would not combine your CalMag with the fertilizer. Keep them separate. One is for one application that is a supplement. CalMag is a supplement. Fertilizer is a separate deal altogether when you fertilize your orchids. So, Carmen, I don't want, please don't hate me. Please don't hate me, but there is a recipe video and I have got recipe cards that you can screenshot and a little area where then you can write your own notes as a guideline for small orchids, seedling orchids, orchids in active growth, orchids in bloom, for both fertilizer quantities as a recommendation to get your bearings. And there are not going to be any problem in your pots because I'm conservative with the levels that I use, and the same then for supplements. So that'll give you a great idea. And never ever would I personally would not recommend mixing a fertilizer with a supplement. Julian San says, I ordered an orchid pot from Ecuador to try mounting the Didieri. An orchid pot? Huh. I'm going to have to Google that. I've never heard of, I know orchid top, but I haven't heard orchid pot. Interesting. Because, yeah, Didieri is a nemesis of mine, as we know. Can I hang my mounts on the shelving? Yes, I can to a certain degree, as long as I don't interfere with the foliage of the leaves that are there, of the orchids that are then on the shelves, you know? I can't hang my mounts, Michelle, above the shelf that is under the shop line lights, the long shelf to that is on the one wall, because my walls are Spanish quality. And it took heavy duty something or other cement to get those catering shelves into the wall without them collapsing, because one did and crashed, banged many orchids down, including many tolumnias in the early days. It was terrible. I came home one day and that one shelf where the phalaenopsis are on was on the floor. Well,
Mm.
on the shelf below it with orchids underneath that, and then orchids all around the floor. It was terrible. I said to my daughter, this obviously before my channel, I said, I don't think I should be doing this. I think this is a sign, because there were at the time period too much was going wrong, including a crappy order from Schwerter. And I just said, I think the universe is trying to tell me something here. This is not, forget it. Yasta, you know. That didn't last very long. Once I had my sad, I was on my hands and knees picking up leca, lava rocks, ceramis, cleaned everything up, la la la. I mean, even my she's that much of an OG in my collection. Here we go. Let me see if I can break another spike just because I'm doing this.
Oh my God,
But my Prostechia lancifolia, you see these things, these marks here, and these pseudobulbs. It looks like something's chewed it,
it's raining.
and that was the crowd. That's where media fell on her, and everything else was crushed. But yeah, no, Michelle, I honestly, the thing is, I would have to drill more hooks into a wall, and I'm wondering whether that's feasible for mounts, because I also have, it's white wall, and there will be more damp in the air. Anyway, it's just right now I'm seeing more of the negative than I'm seeing of the positive. Right now, it's the orchid is going to die if she doesn't get onto something, and the pulchra in a pot. Just watching her growth habit in the past year and a half in her seedling pot that she was, the roots don't go down. The roots go everywhere. Because I was thinking, semi-hydro with lava rock. It's pointless if the roots are going in the opposite direction. So I think she needs to find a mount. Meanwhile, Fernanda has hers in waterculture.
But for instance,
My recipes. Clinton, Carmen, it's called My Recipes. And the thumbnail, you'll see like note cards, like registration cards. That's the thumbnail. It shows you all my recipes. Oh, you found it. Duh. I'm late.
can you see?
Sorry,
Can
what
you
were you saying? Yes.
Nina, can you see this krill? They sell
Yes.
it. They sell it in white too. This is easy to hang, just two hooks, and it holds. And you can.
I think my painting has to go. I'm sorry. But I have this gorgeous oil painting that I bought maybe 30 years ago now. It's called The Road to Paradise. And it's my colors. It's got the blue and a little bit, a hint of lavender and purple. I just love that painting. It's gone with me everywhere. Maybe that needs to go. And I put up a grill like that. At least, and then in the summer, it can go back in its place. My goodness.
you can
But
put
we're
it on the
troubled.
ceiling.
Huh?
You can put the painting on the ceiling
On the
above your
ceiling.
bed
Ah,
during
yes.
winter.
Yes. Behind my bed. I got
No,
nothing
above
there because I don't want
above.
anything crashing down on me. You see, I have such little faith in this property that, I might have something hanging and it just at night, poof,
Ah, do you know what?
Anyway, but
It's raining.
yes,
It,
and
it,
we're gonna call it. I don't want any electronics to get damaged,
oh,
and I don't want you to get
I'm
sick either.
undercover. I'm
Yeah, but
undercover
sitting
now.
in the damp,
No,
is not a good idea.
no, but I'm undercover.
Okay, so once again, I'm going to say thank you. That's take two. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the 12 likes. Yay! That's so sweet of you. Very kind. I appreciate them. We're going to do this again very, very soon, my friends. A closing that I stole from another creator. And this time I didn't stumble through it. But anyway, want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And, well, you guys have fabulous, a safe, a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening. On that one condition, though, please, that you stay safe. Take care. Bye.
Bye.